Good morning and welcome to Shrewsbury. Now today I'm starting off in a little park, as you can see behind me, but just up in front of me is a rather imposing site of St Chad's Church, and that's where we're heading. Today we are going to visit the final resting place of Ebenezer Scrooge. Right, I'm just going to walk over to the church now, so what I'm going to do is I'll spin you around and I'll tell you a little bit about Ebenezer Scrooge while we cross over the road here and go and have a look around the little churchyard. Ebenezer was born on 7th of April 1714 to Robert Meggot, a Southwark brewer, and Amy. His maternal grandmother, Lady Isabella, was also a well-known miser. He received an education in the classics at Westminster School. After leaving, he travelled to Geneva, where he embraced his skill of horsemanship and hunting. Ebenezer inherited his first fortune from his father, who died in 1718 when Ebenezer was just 4 years old. Although his mother was left £100,000 in the will, approximately £18 million as of 2021, she reputedly starved herself to death because she was too cheap to spend it. With her death, he inherited the family estate. The greatest influence on Ebenezer's life was his miserly uncle, who he imitated to gain favour. His uncle prided himself on only spending little more than £110 per year on himself. The two of them would spend the evenings mocking other people's extravagance while they shared a single glass of wine. In 1751, in order to inherit his uncle's estate, he changed his surname to Scrooge. His uncle died on 18th of September 1763, bequeathing his entire estate to Ebenezer. The net worth of the estate was more than £250,000, approximately £40.5 million as of 2021. On assuming his uncle's fortune, however, Ebenezer also adopted his uncle's miserly ways. He went to bed when darkness fell so as to save on candles. He began wearing only ragged clothes, including a beggar's cast-off wig he found in a hedge and wore for 2 weeks. His clothes were so dilapidated that many mistook him for a common street beggar and would put a penny into his hand as they passed. To avoid paying for a coach, he would walk in the rain and then sit in wet clothes to save the cost of a fire to dry them. His house was full of expensive furniture, but also moulding food. He would eat putrefied game before allowing new food to be bought. On one occasion, it was said that he ate a moorhen that a rat had pulled from the river. Rather than spend the money for repairs, he allowed his spacious country mansion to become uninhabitable. A near relative once stayed at his home in the country, but the bedroom was in such a poor state that the relative was awakened in the night by rain pouring on him through the roof. After searching in vain for a bell, the relative was forced to move the bed several times until he found a space where he could remain dry. According to author Charles Dickens, Ebenezer complained bitterly of the birds robbing him of so much hay with which to build their nests. Even Ebenezer's health was limited by expense. In common with many misers, he distrusted physicians, preferring to treat himself in order to save paying for one. He once badly cut both legs while walking home in the dark, but would only let the doctor treat one, wagering his fee that the untreated one would heal first. Ebenezer won by a fortnight and the doctor had to forfeit his fee. The condition of his house became so bad that he was forced to leave rather than pay for repairs. He took up residence in the chambers of his deceased business partner Jacob Marley. Ebenezer hated Christmas more than any other time of the year. He considered it to be a time of reckless spending. He once made a claim that he was visited by the ghost of Jacob Marley, who threatened him, but it was decided that he was suffering from hallucinations from hypothermia because he refused to have fires to keep warm. With age, Ebenezer began to struggle with reality, as was suggested by a prominent psychotherapist. It was announced that Ebenezer had claimed to see 3 more ghosts. He had spent his life refusing to part with money unless it was absolutely essential, yet from Christmas Day it was as though someone else had taken his place. He became the embodiment of Christmas and even started donating money to charity. This is a Christmas mock video. I think every single person watching this video will know that Ebenezer Scrooge is not a real person. He is a character conjured up by the imaginings of the author Charles Dickens. Now, what would you say if I told you that though Ebenezer Scrooge has never existed, the character portrayed in this video did? You would probably think that nobody with money would be like that, but I am telling you that this man did exist, and he was a politician. His name was John Elwes, and he was as real as you or I. He was a Member of Parliament for Berkshire from 1722 until 1784. He died on the 25th of November 1789 at the age of 75.
Yeah, that character, it was a real person. He was an MP in the 1700s. Now, I might have changed a few names, but all the actual details I mentioned were true. His mother really did starve herself to death because she was too miserly to buy any food. Incredible. But I thought it would be a nice video to do at Christmas time. So his final resting place, well, so-called final resting place, is just up here in front of me. So I'll spin you around and we'll go and have a look at it together. Well, it should just be over here. I know it's dark, but it is early. It's only 7 o'clock. And we're just about to go into October. But his final resting place, or his so-called final resting place, is here. There you go, Ebenezer Scrooge. There is actually some more writing on here. I don't know if they've reused an old stone. But this was actually from the 1984 film, starring George C. Scott. Now, he would have stood just up there on the left-hand side at the top of the headstone, and he would have wiped the snow off, revealing his name. And it's as soon as they'd finished doing the filming, they packed up all their stuff, left, but they left this stone here, which, if I back away, no grass or anything in front of it. A lot of people come here to see this. But this is the actual stone used in a 1984 film of Ebenezer Scrooge. I think it's A Christmas Carol. But there you go. That's the final resting place, apparently, of Ebenezer Scrooge, who, as we all know, is a fictitious character conjured up by Charles Dickens. But I thought it'd be an interesting video to do for Christmas. And on that subject, I do wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But that's it, let's wrap this up. That's another video. I will see you all in the new year. This is Darren from Shrewsbury. Bye bye for now.